Does your marriage feel like it's slipping away from you? Well, today I want to present a simple, actionable framework for how to turn your marriage around. My name's Ryan Ginn, and I've been working with men and couples for over 15 years, helping them transform their relationships. So the framework I want to offer today is what I call the 3Ds that destroy marriages. Super common in most of the men that I work with. And it's common because most men have been raised by fathers that exuded these ways of being to them. Just condition them to believe that that's basically how you show up in relationship and in marriage. So the 3Ds are dismissiveness, disassociation, and distancing. So let's go through them one by one. Disassociation. It's not necessarily like what you might think of. Some people think of disassociation as you're completely out of your body, and that's an extreme form. But there are less extreme forms, right? Where you're in a difficult moment with your spouse, and she's sharing something really painful for her about what you did, that morning, and what you said and how you said it, and she starts really, really getting into it. You could end up disassociating through just going into your head, disassociating from your current present moment emotional experience, because understandably, it's very painful. It's very painful to hear this feedback. You don't want to feel it. So many men have developed an ability to move out of their bodies to go into an analytical and heady place as their partner is sharing with them, or even just moving through their days, sharing space with their wife. They're not feeling. It's a process to actually take a moment to wonder, what am I feeling? Am I feeling scared? Am I feeling attacked? How do I start to protect myself? Do I start to tense my body in a particular way? Do I start to go into all the reasons why she's wrong? You have to begin to understand your particular pattern of what's really like a form of protection. That's the first step to move out of this, or to shift this pattern of disassociation. Now let's go to the second D, dismissiveness. It's just the classic thing. I mean, people are calling it gaslighting these days, but gaslighting is actually it's similar, but different. Dismissiveness is this natural thing that you probably do to yourself. You likely do. Most of the men I work with do this to themselves. You're dismissing your emotional experience. And there's a time for that, right? There's times to just say, it doesn't matter how I'm feeling. I've got to get in the car. I've got to go to work. There's things to be done. And you make that a habit. You make that just what you reflexively do to yourself whenever you're feeling anything. It becomes a barrier to being actually connected, because we connect through our emotions relationally, right? We have to be able to make space for and validate, acknowledge the emotional reality of our partner. But if we're not doing that with ourselves, if we're self-dismissing, it's unlikely that we can just pivot and be able to offer that kind of acceptance, that kind of empathy that our wife or partner is asking for, expecting, as a function of being partners, right? I mean, it's a primary valid expectation that when there is some emotional distress happening for you, that you go to your partner and you say, this is happening for me. I'm really scared that if we don't, if we don't potentially move and get out of the school district, our our child's not going to get the services she needs, whatever it is. Like, I'm having some feelings about this. And if that is met with dismissiveness, like, it's going to be all right, we'll figure it out. Like, there's no need to get so upset about this. Like, pick your dismissive line. I'm sure you've experienced this. It escalates the situation, right? She has to be even more, she will be even more vocal. She'll be naturally frustrated because you've just dismissed her emotional experience. Do you understand? Can you bring yourself to a moment like that? Can you take a moment to really think about, well, what is happening for you in that moment when she brings forth a lot of emotion around something that's important to her, that's really angering or really scary? What is it in you that wants to downplay it, dampen it, dismiss it, so that you don't have to feel with her the intensity of what she's going through? This is super common. And I would put to you, it's one of the main reasons why many marriages fail. It's the chief complaint most women bring to couples therapy. I don't feel heard. I don't feel like what my feelings and what my sources of distress are, that they're being actually met with any kind of genuine empathy. All right, let's move on to the third D, distancing. Over time in a marriage, the emotional frustrations and pain that accrues for a woman begins to be grating and a source of pain for the man, for the husband. This is what I see very frequently. Because, like I've talked about with the dismissiveness and the disassociation, they don't know how to work with it in an effective way. They begin to associate her with the pain of feeling incompetent, feeling not enough, and then feeling ashamed too. So what's a natural response to that? It's to distance, it's to move away. It's to stay later at work. It's to go to the gym early. I've got to, help my friend, he's moving, and maybe we'll stay after for a few beers. You start to do these various things to avoid the relationship. You begin to focus on your children more and developing your relationship with them. And the impact this has is further signaling, messaging to your wife that you don't care about her, that you don't want to be connected with her. And this will have a negative impact on her. What she does with it depends on her personality type. She might get angry, she might distance further, she might build resentment, she might start to work on like her plan for divorcing you. Any way you cut it, it's going to have a negative impact, this distancing. It's not often, in my experience, it's not a conscious choice. It's just the human response to pain. It's to move away from it. And my encouragement to you is to be aware of that, self-acknowledge, validate, yeah, of course I'm distancing. It's painful. I don't know how to interact with this woman in a way that leads to a successful outcome. We want to work, and that's what I'm here for, on how do you learn the skills to create a successful outcome. They are learnable skills. If your car was malfunctioning, you would find a way to remedy the situation because it's essential to your well-being. It's interesting to see how many men don't approach relationship that way, as something that when it's not working, when it's malfunctioning, when there's pain, that there's something to learn, there's a skill to apply to the situation to bring it to higher functioning. And that's what we're here for on this channel. We're here to recognize that we didn't get the skills, we weren't trained, we weren't taught how to show up in relationship in an effective way, but here we are and we can do it. So to recap, right, we want to learn how to notice our disassociation, come back into our bodies, start and be able to name our feelings and share them with our spouse. We want to notice our tendency to dismiss our own feelings and dismiss the feelings of our spouse, and instead start to bring some curiosity, some empathy, some acceptance of the feeling, emotional nature of our existence. And we need to start learning how to catch ourselves when we want to distance and move towards the relationship and apply skills. Try them out, right? If you come forth in a sincere and humble way, you're likely to get a positive response. So if you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful to you, please share it with a friend who could use it, and subscribe. And also, we have a free class in the notes below that will help you move towards the healthy and strong relationship that you want.